Mike Jones here with Ken's got a brand new show, March of 2025 already. Our Macon location right next to the amphitheater and our Warner Robins location right by Home Goods, and we are ready to serve you huge, huge specials. Let's get inside and check it all out.
Real Georgia's #1 sight and sound source. Go to Ken's.
All right, in the world of the car audio video, we do side-by-sides, we do four-wheelers, we do buses, we do all kinds of stuff, and we do just cars and trucks too. But as far as that goes, there's a lot of world of, in the Rockford Fosgate world, they've been around since the 70s and 80s. I actually won the Nationals, if that means anything to you, way back in the 80s when I was much, much, much younger. I did that a couple of times. But Rockford Fosgate was the brand of choice for myself. I hope you're seeing a cutaway of that magazine article right now. I was very fly in my glasses. But Rockford Fosgate is in stock, and we are stacked up with 8s, 10s, 12s, and 15s. This is one of the bargains. Base package is at $659. That base package at $379. When I say base package, that means it comes with the subwoofer, with the box, and the amplifier, and the bass knob, and all of the cables, and installation. So those are turnkey package prices. There are new 6.5s and 6x9s, which I'm going to show you those in just a second, are $129 for a pair, which is an incredible price. You'll see we're going to have those all stacked up. Also, their new 6x9s are going to be anywhere from $149 to $249 for a pair. And here's what you got to remember on installation. If it fits in the factory location, we don't charge labor. We are the only people that I know of, period, and in the state or maybe in the United States, that does not charge labor if you buy product and it fits in the factory location. We've done that since 1978. And that is huge. Now, moving around, all of our subwoofer packages are huge deals right now. You have Sundown Audio, which is absolutely amazing. Sound Cubed amplifiers, which are amazing. And speaking of huge, this is monstrous, as you see. So in the base package world, you're going to be $379, or you can go all the way up to our King Creole base package. We got a $19.99, a $29.99, and a $39.99. You're going, what are you talking about? I'm just saying whether you're going to, I just need a little bit of bump, or I need to knock the fillings out of my mouth, we have got you covered in the Macon and the Warner Robins location. Let's go into see our specials this month for Macon and the Warner Robins location. And in that arena, we are packed back in again as we go into our tax refund season, and especially as you're going into March, and it's going to get a lot warmer. Right now, today it's 25 degrees, and I'm in a short sleeve shirt. However, the deals are smoking right now. Now, this Pioneer tablet has been a really, really big deal in the industry. I love the floating tablet. I love that it has the tilt mechanism built into it. It is a full touchscreen with CarPlay, wireless CarPlay, and wireless Android Auto. It also has, and I want to show you this. This is really important to me. When you go over to your menu here and you go into your settings, I love that it has an actual way to change my time alignment for my speakers, my listening position, and listen to this, a real graphic equalizer that allows me to adjust the bass the way I want it to do. I got artwork that I can change it to, illumination, I can change the background. It's just a really well done radio. They've always been so good, Pioneer has. We have Pioneer, we have Sony, we have Alpine, all in stock. If you have the ones that are not floating tablets, that they're called double DINs like these are in stock. They're going to start anywhere from about $249 for touch screens with Bluetooth and up, depending on what you choose. Now, I personally have an Alpine radio. Let me see, this Alpine radio right here in my own vehicle, and it is a phenomenal. It is a plug-in unit, which is not wireless, but they actually make a wired and a wireless version. The wired version is $299. The wireless version is $499, and $449. I mean, and it sounds incredible. Has an EQ, but it fits in that factory location. If you have an older car, like I have an older Acura. So in the world of old school, we talk about these radios a lot. We are now carrying this super, super high-end JVC that has the thumb drive built-in EQ, $249. It's incredible. I'm doing a 69 Camaro right now that's getting that radio, and it's just going to be wonderful. In regards to the bigger vehicles that will hold the bigger stuff like this, you just need to come in and talk to the guys and see what fits your fancy. As far as price, we're going to handle that. And again, if it fits in the factory location, there is no charge for labor. We are the folks that do that to make sure we serve you properly. In the world of speakers, we talked about those Rockford Fosgates. They're on sale for $129. Listen to the highs. Just incredible. I love the beautiful surround. I mean, that is incredible. I can do that song all day long. How about you? That's just good stuff. So when you come in, these are up here where you can just touch a button and listen to them. Sony Mobile ESs for $349. Alpine Type Rs for $249. I mean, all over the map as far as pricing to make sure you get. The number one thing you want to change on your car is the speakers. That's the biggest change when you start, even before you add a woofer. A lot of people come in and do a woofer first. I get it. I want my boom as well. But if you can't replace your head unit, start with speakers. Get you a bass package. Get it where you can play it. Because I don't care if you're in your car in a commute for 8 minutes a day or in your car for 45 minutes or I'm in my car all day long. I got to be able to crank it up so I can find that peace in the music that I listen to. So when you come in, check out the speakers, check out our amplifiers, check out our bass package. This is Macon and Warner Robins. Check out our head units. We'll give you like a Mac Daddy deal. And guess what? We will get it installed and you will be driving out of here happy as a lark. Awesome. This is what we do. All right, in the world of televisions, we do LG, we do Samsung, we do Sony. And when you get to looking, it can get really, really confusing. I tell people, Google's not always your friend because it just gives you so much stuff. And I have people come in and they want the sharpest, most best TV they can possibly get. I have gamers that have a certain way they want to go with gaming, and then have folks that come and go, I don't want any features. I just want to be able to turn it on and turn it off. Well, in the world of it, you're going to get 4K. You're going to get smart TVs. That's kind of a guarantee. You want to pick the right size. Give you an example. I just had a friend of mine bought a TV from me the other day, and he had a 50, but a 65 would fit. So we did a 65, not necessarily to spend more money, but because you get used to that. So when you think about it, you don't need to measure diagonal, measure left to right. Now, if you don't want to measure, here is my phone number. I or Kurt will come over there and do all that stuff for you to make sure you get exactly what you want. In regards to that, all the way from 32, all the way to the 85, and I did just get the 98 back in stock as well. And we have plenty of these panels in stock, these TVs in stock, to be able to fit your fancy. Anywhere from $300 all the way up to $5,000. And when you would come in, we'll make you a package deal. What does that mean? We'll make you a deal where you get a TV, you can get a sound bar because a lot of folks want to be able to hear it better, right? Wall mount, and a package deal with labor, and we'll come out and do all the work for you. If you just want to set it on the cabinet, well, guess what? We have furniture in stock, all different designs. These are all real wood. It's none of that particle board mess. You see this big mama right here behind me? This is the Sony 98. We've talked about it oftentimes. They've updated that model through a new software program, and it is just even better than before. And you'll come around here, we have some demos. Now, if this demo will last by the time you see this show, I have some 77s, 75, and 65s that are demos. To give you an example, this is a $3,000 77-inch TV that we have for half price at $1,500. These are just a couple of demos, and I'm going to try to keep demos. I'll try to keep demos running for folks that just want to come in and get that super duper deal. Now, in regards to the deals, we do have layaway for 4 months. We also have no interest finance. You can get 6 months, 12 months with a very small fee, and 24 months with a very small fee. And it's nice to know that if you just need to spread it out a little bit so that you can go from a 55 to a 75, we can make that happen. That's all done right here in the house. If you want to do no credit check financing, maybe you have a little bit of rocky credit there, we have no credit check financing that will give you an option of 90 days same as cash or a 12-month contract. So when you go to the Macon and Warner Robins, you just talk to these brainiacs and they'll figure out. If you don't want to go to the store, one more time, there's mine and Kurt's phone number. We come to you at no charge, no matter where you are in the state of Georgia, and we will design that system for exactly what you want, desire, and need. You know what I'm going to say. This is what we do. All right, this is our slingshot. We talked about this about a month ago as we were prepping for it. Now, it is a full DS18. DS18 is a brand of folks that make stuff for Slingshot. When I say make stuff for Slingshot, they make stuff. And you're seeing it apart right now, but I just want to give you an idea of, with the seat out, what you're dealing with here. I want you to look at this. That is 1, 2, 3. That's 3 amplifiers. Under this seat, there are 3 more amplifiers. So that is 6 amplifiers for a total of 6,000 watts of power. 6,000 watts in a Slingshot. Let's start there. Number 2, there are not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 22 speakers in this Slingshot, as you're seeing. We did custom light rings, as you see here, super horn tweeters here, and you'll see different varying types, 2 10-inch subwoofers in the factory storage compartments. And look at this pod with the LED lit over here. Check out these on the roll bars here. This is all custom done by DS18, so we can put it on your Slingshot as well. And look at these light rings and how awesome. These are super horns. These are so that you can make sure everybody behind you hears everything that you're hearing inside the slingshot as well. And I love the light ring around the gas tank. Everything about this is coming together. There's two 6-inch subwoofers that are actually inside the dash. I'll have that cut away as we get done to getting done and we are getting finished. Full touch screens you see here, and we'll have all this back together very, very soon. And then we have a DSP processor on here, a DS18 processor here that's going to make sure all the sound is managed. This, again, a little bit more of a teaser. We're almost there, and I'm going to let you know this is going to be absolutely fantastic. This is what we do. All right, over the last 5 years, the album, LPs, have become back, they're important again. And, you know, they went from there to cassette, you know, to actually went 8-track, reel to reel to 8-track and on through, and then and now full circle everything's come back because people love the way albums sound. They have a softer sound. I mean, you kind of remove the digital. So this is a full-on 2-channel kind of old school meets old school. Old school meets new school. So for $10.99 in this package, what you get is a Yamaha turntable, which is phenomenal. You don't get our Eagles album, I just want to say that. You get a Yamaha receiver, and the blessing of this is it has an AM/FM tuner. It also has Bluetooth, so you can connect your smart device and play, you know, Pandora, Spotify, or whatever you want to play through it. So there's your new school. So AM/FM, Bluetooth, turntable, and 2 Yamaha tower speakers. And we have a team that can bring it out to your house and set up and make sure you get. So get your album out, wipe it off, call us. You don't even have to come in the store. We'll do it right over the phone and bring it out and set everything up for you. $10.99 Bluetooth, old school, new school, bam. This is what we do. All right, this is our theater, and we have a theater in our Macon location and a theater at Warner Robins location where we keep chairs, you know, like the Palliser chairs, and we just picked up Valencia as a brand on chairs as well. These, you can get them in partial leather, full power, no power, with lighting, with storage, anything you can think of, we can make these happen. We also do the star ceilings, as you can see here, which is really super neat. We've talked about that before. It makes everything work. Now, in regards to remote controls are so important. And when it comes to remote control, we do a company called URC, and they come in different flavors. This is one of their nicer units. But you really want to do one of these if you have multiple things. So if you have an amplifier and you have a Blu-ray, you have a gaming station, you have a projector, you really want to do this. It just makes it easy. You're not fumbling with remotes. When I first put my own surround sound in, we were out of these remotes for about a week, and I can't tell you the nightmare of being able to grab those. So I encourage you to do these. Remotes anywhere from $249 all the way up to about $800, depending on what you want for your fancy. In regards to speakers, we do big tower speakers, as you see with clips here, and we do flush mount speakers. I'm going to take you to a theater in just a second about that, and we can do anything you think. This is called the RF7. It's arguably the nicest sounding speaker that I've ever heard in my life, and we do have those in stock in both of our locations. If you want brand, we carry Sony ES on the receiver amplifier side. We also do Yamaha, a series called a Vintage, and as you'll see in our rack here, this is Macintosh. Macintosh is the elite of elite brand of that. We carry all of their 2-channel products. We carry their tube amplifiers. We carry their processors, and of course their monstrous 7-channel power amplifier, if you want to do Atmos or standard performance standpoint. This you should see. Check out this theater we just did. And this room was a challenge, and you'll see that as you go through the filming part of it when I was out there. It was a super duper challenge because of the windows, because of the shape of the room. It was just a lot going on. But look and see what we did on this theater and this design. It turned out awesome. Check this out. All right, when we do a theater, a lot of times we'll come in behind a house. Like this house was built, and I hope you see a cutaway right now. So when they did the room, someone came in and pre-wired it. The pre-wire was done okay. They were missing a center channel, which we supplied. They just had a really rough way they put it in the wire. So we had to come in and correct some things first for it to make it work. Also, because it's no access, that's an outside wall, and there's a lot going on here, we had to make sure we got everything to work and not have to redo the theater, if that makes sense. So, ta-da, to the rescue. Now, not only do we have 7 theater chairs in place, they're beautiful. I just love the way this looks. We have a clip sub in that front left corner. And the idea behind the clip subwoofer is you want to get these things where they can just be on the floor. A lot of times people try to put them in a cabinet, and back in the day we did that. And now subs have gotten so powerful when they're in a cabinet, they do a lot of rattling and crazy. And this is, you need the bass because that's what we feel. I mean, you see like 5.1 surround sound or 7.2 surround sound. That means 2, so the point is the subwoofer. We put in an amazing Sony receiver, a 7.2 receiver. She has an Apple TV because we used a projector, so we have a projector on the wall here and on the ceiling here. And this allows us to get full 1080. You can back into 1080 and 4K and whatever you want. Lots of power, about 700 watts. Plus the subwoofer has 500, so 1,200 watts of power. Now, all the speakers are flushed in, so that because they ran them parallel, what we did is this ended up being my left and right because it was already in place, and we put a clip center channel there for our dialogue. This ends up being what our height speakers, so we set this depending on the height speakers to make you hear it like when the flame flies up, and then the rears are our rear surround sound. So the way that works is when I'm watching Flight of the Phoenix, like you saw a minute ago, and the plane comes up over, I hear the plane's height and when it comes down, but I hear it from front to back. It is an amazing thing when you do a proper 7.2 surround or a full Atmos surround sound. Now, end of the day, 130 plus inches of screen, plus full HD, Sony and clip speakers, and backed by our on-site installation and service. Again, there's my phone number, and guess what? You know what I'm going to say. This is what we do. All right, we are, and look at this amazing out. And I'm before the kitchen stuff got done, but he wanted his sound and his video installed for his family. We got pool and everything. But when they built this, it was just a frame. He called and said, look, I want sound outside, and I want one big honking outdoor TV. And that, my friends, is look at the color on this thing. That is the largest outdoor television made. That is an 85-inch, and that will give you the brightest colors you can possibly get. And the blessing of this is we are outside at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and look at the color on this thing. And again, because it's so bright, to give you an idea how bright, an indoor TV is measured by what they call nits. I'm not going to get too nerdy on you, but the nits of an indoor TV to this TV, this has 10 times the nit value, which is why it overcomes glare. Look at the clarity of what you see there. This is number one. Now, this is on our articulating arm. This whole TV can swing out like this, so you can see it from over there. Check out this. You see there's the swimming pool, and you see we've got another zone of sound over there. There's plus mount speakers there, and there are in the ground speakers over there. Those are clipped stake speakers. Sound-wise, you got to hear this. Let me give you some juice. Let's turn this up. This is nuts. The new clipped outdoor speakers called RSM. Look at this design. They come in 4-inch, 6-inch, and 8-inch. That clarity is spot on. Controlling everything through the Sonos app, right? So I can turn up, if you'll see, there's my pool speakers and there's my outdoor kitchen speakers. I can turn them up separately or I can turn them up together. I can also play 2 different zones. So I can play music over there while I'm laying out in the sun, while I'm watching the Georgia game over here in my outdoor pavilion on my 85-inch terrace. Now, we extended his Wi-Fi out of the house to out here. So the Wi-Fi he has inside the house, he has the exact same strength of Wi-Fi outside the house. Again, giving you a little more of a demo. That is, I hope you hear it like I hear it. These clipped outdoor speakers have a lifetime warranty. Those stickers over there in the ground, a lifetime. You'll never buy another one. I probably have had 10 bad ones my entire life. Wow. But right now, Ken's is on spot with 85-inch Samsung Terrace, again, largest outdoor TV made, clip speakers and Sonos, and full Wi-Fi throughout the entire area, including the pool. My phone number comes up right here. The estimate is free. That is how we begin this relationship. I will come out, design it. We figure out the budget, figure out the performance, bada bing, bada bang. Perfection. This is what we do. All right. H2 Hummer. This is a big mama. I'm sure you're seeing a cutaway of the outside of the vehicle now. But this particular vehicle had a system, so we got to use some of the locations of the speakers to be exact. There's a pair of components in the front. There's a pair of components in the front doors. There's a pair of components in the back. There's a pair of 6x9s in the back. And this is all Alpine Type R. You'll see a Bose factory grill that we actually put our Alpine Type R speaker in. And then we flushed our Alpine Type R tweeter into the B pillars up here. Very, very nice. It had a radio that worked perfectly fine. No reason to replace that. I've probably seen the cutaway now. We did 2 12s and 3 amplifiers, one for each pair of components, one for the front components, one for the back components, and one for the subs, and it worked out wonderfully. Now, in regards to that, when you have 4 tweeters, 4 mid-range in the front, 2 tweeters, 2 mid-range in the back, and 2 6x9s and 2 12s, you get a lot of sound. Let me give you a little demo of that. It is crystal clear. Wow. A lot of bass, a lot of house. Perfect location for the tweeters here. They power across. The highs are right here. Now, I put that there to say you got a lot of bass, but it's so often people will come in and buy a lot of bass and it can't keep up with the highs, or they'll buy a lot of highs and the bass doesn't keep up. But when you have a lot of highs with a ton of power, how much power? Over 1,000 watts of power, and then plus your subs with over 1,000 watts of power. That's it. Crystal clear. Wow, man. When you see the Brainiacs in Macon and in Warner Robins, it's best to sit down with them and figure out A, what your expectations are for performance. B, what is my budget? What I want to do? Well, we can help you with the budget side, whether you can just pay cash or a credit card or a check, or if you want to use, we have no credit check financing, and we have no interest for 6 months, 12 months, and sometimes 24 months, depending on how big your system is going to get. So we can make it all happen. How much time? Like I was saying, this is a good 3-day project because we had to rewire a lot of stuff that wasn't done right in the first place. So end of the day, huge power, huge sound, huge. Our boys have knocked it out of the park. Wow. This is what we do. All right, Meditation Prayer Tower in Kathleen, Georgia. And when we came here, he said, I want to go digital sound, I want to go digital video, and I want to go digital streaming, which is where we come in. The blessing of that is he already had 2 TVs, which we chose to use. They're in perfectly good working order, no reason to do that. And what he had is over here at this table, he had all of his equipment on that table, and it worked, but he had some analog mics and he had some digital mics, and things just had to change. So we relocated everything to the back of the church where it can give him better service. Now, what has to happen here is we have to hardwire everything over into the new booth. We're going to get to the new booth in just a second as well. On these sidewalls right here, left and right stereo, we have PB 15-inch 2-ways, 2,000 watts of power, and he had some Yamaha speakers that were on some tripod stands that we moved to the back of the church, and we do like a 60-40 split. I'm going to let him flip around now and see what the rear field speakers look like, and they work perfectly well. They weren't dead yet, so there's no reason not to get the extra juice for what we want. We got PB 12-inch 2-way floor monitors here. Again, 4,000 watts of power to distribute everything where it needs to be. Shure microphones, we have a handheld. He's also going to do a lapel with a headset, but he has 8 of these that will give them plenty of freedom to do what they want. Because what you got to remember when you're streaming is, if it's not mic'd, you can't hear it. So the blessing of this is he's going to have all the people in his praise team, including himself being the bishop, all ready to go and mic so people on Facebook or YouTube will be able to hear it in perfect clarity. So here is the perfect part of this. Now, wiring it all to the back, I'm going to come towards you. We hand-built everything. This is what our carpenter does. And this is an 8-foot laminated top. We built a riser here. The idea behind the riser is when I am up here and you're standing up, I can still see over your head to make adjustments and see what's going on, even if I'm sitting on one of the high stools, right? Now, if you come this way, the blessing of this is where it all happens. This is Yamaha's TF5 digital mixer that gives me 32 channels with a built-in digital crossover, with a built-in digital EQ, with a feedback eliminator, all built into the TF5 and fully touchscreen. And it has a memory preset. What that means to you is, if somebody gets in here and tampers with it, I can hit one button and all of this will go back right where it was. You cannot mess up the tune on this. We have a rack down below that gives us a bunch of ventilation with 2 amplifiers, giving us the 4,000 watts of power. We have 2 computers. We'll have a computer that will put graphics up on the television. We'll have another computer that will do the HD streaming, and then we have the Black Magic box that allows. Now with our joystick controller, as you see here, you can see me moving it on this. It's also showing up there. The blessing of the Black Magic is the Black Magic allows me to put the bishop up on the screen when you're a packed house in here, or I can put my scripture and my announcements and all that up through ProPresenter. ProPresenter is a software package that we installed on the computer that we have built for you that allows you to have the streaming on one computer and the graphics on another computer. I'm going to flip you around and show you this back wall. This turned out incredible. On this back wall right here, we have this 65-inch 4K monitor, and this is so the folks on the stage can see what's going on. So if I'm preaching and I call up scripture, I can see the scriptures up there to what people are reading over there. Or I can have announcements, or I can have, hey, pastor, don't forget your 20 minutes over if you're one of those folks or whatever. But the blessing is it's a mirror image of that. Or if you do a separate type of computer, we can actually make this where you can just put images, no images, but just graphic. Now, check this mama out. This is a PTZ optic robotic camera that comes in a 15, a 20, a 30 times zoom. It comes in full HD or 4K, fully robotic, that allows me to zoom in and zoom out like you were seeing with the joystick controller. And the blessing of this, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, however you want to do the church. I recommend every church, depending on size. If you're under 100, try one and see what it works. My church is less than 100 over on Vinyl Avenue, and one has worked very well for us for our Facebook page. Now, here is my phone number. The blessing of the phone number is I will come to you no matter where you are in the entire state of Georgia, and the estimate and the design is free. To give you an idea how efficient we truly are, we came here on Monday to start the booth, and here we are on Tuesday at 6 p.m., 100% finished, ready to do the teach. Digital audio, digital video, HD streaming, and service after the sale. This is what we do. Thank you so much for watching our show today. We're so very grateful. And you see, you know, when you deal with our Macon and our Warner Robins location, number one, you need to know we're a family-owned business. Me and my brother, my daddy, and his brother started it. And what you need to know about that is I don't want that to come across as crass or me bragging. I'm just very grateful since 1978 to today that we've been able to do what we do. And as we've adapted with the times and with the modern side of technology over time, we've made sure that we can serve you to the fullest. We educate our men and women heavily. We spend a tremendous amount of time and monies to make sure they are very educated. We have all the certification, CEDIA certification, and low voltage certification for the state to make sure we're not in your house and don't have all the certification it takes to serve you fully, whether it's residential, commercial, or churches. We do a lot of churches. And something you need to know about churches is when we do your church, you have an unlimited training. So many times, I just did a bid recently for somebody, and they gave me the competitive bid without the price, but it says it comes with one training for sound and one training for video, and that is a part of the warranty. That's not going to do it when you're dealing with volunteers and you're dealing with all that. So that's why here at our company, in the last 3 or 4 years, I've just went to unlimited training to make sure you get the most bang out of your buck. So whether you're being a $5,000 sound system or you're doing a $125,000 AV system, we have unlimited training. My son-in-law runs that crew. He's the best I've ever seen. So I want to make sure you know that up front. Now, how do you get in touch with us? Well, social media is one way that takes care of that. That'll get you to our Facebook, our YouTube, and our Instagram. This, if you'll go to these and like and subscribe to these, this will just give you ideas. We get to do a lot of really neat and cool stuff. So even if you're saying, I'm not really buying a TV today, you just see really great ideas about TVs. Or I'm not buying a slingshot today, you'll see great ideas. So when that time does come and you buy that side-by-side or you buy that new Ford Bronco, you can get other people's ideas that worked really, really well, and it's not so much on the big brain up there just to make sure we get you, exactly what you want. We do sound, we do video, we do a lot of security cameras, and that's a very, very, very important part of who we are too. You're seeing cutaways now of cameras in different locations. We do 4 camera systems, and we've done 122 camera systems. And the idea behind that, again, is we stand behind the product after the sale. 2 years unconditional after the sale on churches, 2 years unconditional sale on security camera systems. Very important to know that. Now, here's me and my brother's number. We own the company. You can reach out to us through text or through phone calls. I'm so grateful when folks will reach out and say, hey, this is what I'd like to do, or hey, this is what I love about y'all, or hey, y'all goofed and I need to tell you about it. That's another thing. If we make a mistake, which we will, just reach out to one of us. We want to make sure that you're happy, period. Our privilege is to work for you and to make sure you get exactly what you want, and we will never take that for granted. Now, in Scripture, Proverbs 13:4, the soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied. What that means is you're not allowed to be lazy. That's it. And I don't know what that looks like. I can tell you that I love to work hard. It's a very important part of my life. But that means if you claim to know Jesus Christ as your Savior, part of that is being a diligent, hard worker. And what he says with that is I'm going to reward you more than you can even understand. But when you're lazy, there's also a discipline that comes with that. I think that's pretty cool. I love when I read through Proverbs and Psalm. It always hits me right in the gut. Come see Zacchaeus and Macon.
Please tell me you didn't hit record.
Oh, it's recording.
Hold on. It's my brother Jairus. We may look a little different, but we're really close and really tight. Been family a long time. I love him very much.
The camera's over here.
I did fire him twice, but I let him come back. And so just look at it that way.
Fire me twice.
How much did he start out with?
He made $7.25 an hour. Where are you going? In Warner Robins on Watson Boulevard? I forgot my address. This is so fun right now. It's 25 degrees outside. Our store in Warner, it's so dumb. What is happening?